And now this area should be shifted up here, and that should show us that this area and this blue area plus this green area equals the area of the new bigger parallelogram. If we had a more accurate drawing, it would make more sense. Okay? This is going to end up being important, and we can combine this with scaling like we had before to get some interesting things that we're going to talk about later. Okay, we do want to figure out what a 3x3 determinant is. If a 2x2 determinant is area, what should a 3x3 determinant be?
Volume.
It should be volume.
But it's not, we already know volume.
Have we found the volume? Have we found the volume of if we have 3 vectors in 3 space?
Yes, it was on the midterm.
Oh, we did this on the midterm. Almost like I know what I'm doing.
So why would we test it on them before we got it?
Not quite though, almost.
You're gonna show us what would save us 4 hours.
So, we already know that the volume of a parallelogram, parallel pipette, is A dot B cross C.
Those are interchangeable, right?
That's the volume, right?
Yeah.
Shut up, dude.
So let's back this up.
I'm fuming.
Thank you, Moise.
I'm fuming. I'm so mad now. Wait, what homework? There's no physics homework.
Okay.
No, I said it first.
This is why.
Hey, how do we find the cross product again?
It's annoying.
Wait.
Oh, it's things that look like determinants. So the cross product, so here's B cross C, so the cross product.
Told us were determinants.
B2 times C3 minus C3 C2, and then cover it. C1
And B1 C2.
minus
So that's the first component. Okay.
Nasty.
I'm gonna put each component on a different line. Just to not-
C1 B3.
Now remember, we end up flipping the middle sign so that it would match, so that it would work.
Yeah. I mean,
So it should be B1 C3 minus B3 C1, but then we saw that we wanted to flip that sign so that it would work out correctly. For no other reason other than it would work out correctly. That's the Y component, and then the last one is B1 C2 minus
B2 C1.
That's the cross product. And if we're gonna dot A with this vector, then we're gonna take A1 and multiply this stuff by A1. And we're gonna multiply this stuff by A2, and we're gonna multiply this stuff by A3. Right?
Okay.
And so we get A1 B2 C3 minus A1 B3 C2. Interestingly, so here we had B2 and C3s, and we ended up introducing A1. So this one has 1, 2, and 3 in it. And this one has 1, 2, and 3 in it.
Oh, the next one's gonna have.
And then we're gonna dot, we're dotting, so this gets multiplied by A2. And it already has 1 and 3. Right? So every single term is gonna have,
Can you get a comma?
these are commas here.
Oh.
No, but on the bottom.
No, but we're dotting, so we're just gonna add them all
Oh.
together.
Oh, gotcha.
Right? And then this Z component, this third component, we're dotting, so we're dotting it by A3. So it adds 1 and 2, and we're gonna introduce a 3, which is interesting. So they all end up with 1, 2, and 3. That calculation looks kind of like the calculation for a 2x2 determinant, but it's a lot longer and grosser. Right? Okay. But you have 1, 2, and 3 now that you can put in any order, as opposed to just 1 and 2. Right? So there's 6 terms now instead of 2. That the absolute value of this should theoretically be the volume of a 3x3 parallel pipe. We think. Right? On the next midterm? I don't know. I think I don't want to talk about determinants until like February. Okay. So that seems cool. And it makes me wonder what a determinant of a 4x4.
I don't wonder.
What?
Nothing.
Now we eventually figured out a way. We have a little calculation from this, right? We have a way to do this calculation from a 2x2 matrix. So if I just write, I'm gonna erase all this stuff. how could we end up with this calculation? We wanna have some type of like method. Here's our matrix. How can we like algorithmically make an algorithm out of it?
Yes. Like a method for doing it?
Yeah.
So you cover up B1, C1. So it's A1 times B2, C3, and then you do like an X. So like, what?
And then do an X.
No, like, can I come out?
This creates the same pattern.
No. You do like,
This is gonna look
I don't need the marker. But like, you cover up this, and then you do A1 times this minus this. Then you need to put like a negative for this one. Then you cover up the middle, is this, times negative, this minus this, and then this times this.
What?
Oh yeah, and it'll
Why?
give you the thing.
There's no reason why.
It's just.
The reason is because it works out.
It's because it works out. It's the cross product of three.
But is it the same as if we were
It's
doing
gonna
it
get you
too?
the same thing as what we already wrote out.
No, but it's the same
Yeah.
as like how we did it, how we just did normal cross product of B and C.
Determinant, don't say cross product, say determinant. Or, yes, it's very similar to how we found the cross product. Yes, you're just putting the third row on the top, and then you're thinking about dot producting, right? So yes, so this is not a real mathematical thing, this is just a way for us to remember
Do you
the
like teaching
calculation,
this?
so we can get that
I
calculation
did
that
teach
we want,
you that.
right?
It's in your notes.
You mentioned it.
No, it's in your notes.
You mentioned it.
Do we see what we're saying here?
It's in your notes, Felix.
So this one right here is gonna get dotted with this, we do determinant here.
Did I actually? Oh my
Right.
god.
Take this one, this determinant, this one times this determinant, a little backwards, this one times this determinant.
Hello.
The interesting thing about that is that it suggests a possible way to take a determinant of a 4x4 matrix. Because if a 3x3 determinant can be written as 3 smaller 2x2 determinants.
So it's basically just showing us how to take determinant, but it's not just.
So if it's a bigger one, so if we had a 4x4 determinant, we could now guess a method. Right? We could guess a method now, right? To find this determinant, so what would we guess? Cover up this. This creates a 3x3, which we know how to find the determinant of.
Oh, so then you cover
And then
up
you
the
dot it
second-
with that.
So you would cover up that and you would also cover
Cover
C,
up the second
C2, D2.
C2, D2.
C2, D2.
And then you would do like. the
So,
three.
yeah, I would say, take away this, find the determinant of that.